the end of Brock Lesnar's 8-month undefeated streak after going through every major name on the roster and the biggest elevation to the top spot in company history, with a mixture of short-notice creative changes with Hulk Hogan dropping out of the match along with dealing with knee and rib injuries heading into Sunday, saw Big Show ending up the unlikely first wrestler to pin Lesnar in a televised match with the added twist of joining forces with Paul Heyman to officially turn Brock babyface, setting up Lesnar's response in a show-long angle waiting for Show and Heyman's arrival in the Civic Center parking lot, with Brock now set for several weeks out of the ring healing from both injuries, with him only set to return to the full-time road schedule at the start of December in advertised title matches against Show in the SmackDown house show main events, with Show after talks of legit issues between them mainly coming from both injuring each other in the past 2 weeks, shutting down the rumors by heavily praising Lesnar following Survivor Series to put him over as a tremendous athlete with superhuman strength, including noting that some of the suplexes in the match were driven almost entirely by Brock, with Lesnar lifting him before he had a chance to assist with the leg drive as he usually does, with Brock also doing it while working with a broken rib, with SmackDown after opening with a Mysterio vs Noble match continuing Lesnar's rampage all over the building, with him putting Matt Hardy through a wall, seeing the first half hour following Raw's 4-month high opening quarter audience on Monday to open big with over 5.4 million viewers, the second biggest opening viewership in the past 6 months. Coming days after drawing the biggest gate in Madison Square Garden history, followed by Monday's Raw rebounding strong the next night to its biggest audience in months, Thursday morning saw Linda McMahon covering the business report for the third quarter of the year between August to October 2002, expecting mixed results with some aspects of business struggling in the second quarterly report post-boom period earlier in the year, seeing the wrestling side revenue holding up strong almost entirely on the back of a big month of August driven by the massive Australia Stadium show in the SummerSlam pay-per-view headlined by the first Rock vs Brock Lesnar match, maintaining the show at near-peak boom period levels to draw one of the biggest SummerSlams in history, with Rock also driving numbers while off WWE television, with TV right fees increasing for the quarter on the back of the company's cut in executive producer fees for Rock's participation in the upcoming Rundown movie, along with house show revenue being up 12% from last year despite attendance being significantly down due to the company's brand split strategy of running double the shows to offset the popularity drop, going from 472,000 people attending 55 events in 2001 to 458,000 people attending 90 events in 2002, with Linda, when asked about the brand split and the loss of star power being a major factor in the decline, noting that the company considers television ratings as the key drivers of its business and they expected the initial hit for the first 12 to 18 months before things stabilize long-term, with plans to also run more international tours to offset the domestic drops after the strong SmackDown tours in Australia and Europe, along with Raw's tour in India this coming weekend, with SmackDown's top segment of the night coming at 8:45 p.m. with both new WWE Champion Big Show's title win promo and Heyman's Lesnar turn explanation, seeing Heyman taking all the credit for Brock's rise before introducing his new client Big Show after a legitimate career resurgence for Paul White in the past month, with him going from a directionless mid-carder on Raw to being involved in a top-drawing main event feud on the SmackDown brand, saying that he took everything Lesnar had from his agent to his title before hyping his first title defense against Edge later tonight, seeing the segment with Brock running out through the crowd to take out Show, peaking the night again midway through the broadcast with over 6 million viewers to make it 5 straight weeks of the Big Show Lesnar feud drawing the show high number. Kurt Angle vs Eddie Guerrero opened SmackDown's second hour in the second match between members of both teams, with Benoit going over Chavo 20 minutes earlier, coming 4 days after the Guerrero's title win at the Garden in the SmackDown 6 blow-off match at Survivor Series, with the three-way tag match with expectations at all-time highs for them to top their previous performances after setting the bar at a ridiculous standard with their work between all combinations in the past 3 months. while still putting on the expected strong performance, not reaching the borderline unrealistic expectations set for the match heading into the pay-per-view, with part of the reason after starting the match hot at rapid pace being the sudden elimination of Angle and Benoit, which cooled it off significantly in front of the Garden crowd, with Edge who pushed for the match to go 40 minutes instead of the 20 it ended up going, acknowledging that the early Angle and Benoit elimination might have been a mistake, with all three teams going into the match expecting Kurt Angle to be the biggest babyface to the New York crowd, with Angle vs Eddie after the peak of the Big Show segment maintaining 5.8 million viewers at the top of the hour to go 10 minutes, with Angle now on a clear direction for a turn, working his first match as a babyface in over a year. After making his debut last Monday to draw Raw's most-watched segment in 3 months to start his WWE run with big momentum, Scott Steiner was officially advertised to make his SmackDown debut next Thursday in a Thanksgiving TV special, looking to build up Steiner's appearance with a week of hype to offset some of the expected holiday drop, with SmackDown usually taking a massive hit when airing on Thanksgiving in the past 3 years, with the company with the added star power of Steiner and Michaels on a full-time basis, with McMahon in the quarterly report noting that SmackDown is recently showing viewership increase while the Raw brand is targeted for a massive spike when building to the 10-year anniversary show and the start of WrestleMania season, with the targeted returns of Rock, Hogan, Austin and Taker in early 2003. With the name in the headlines the most in the past week being Hulk Hogan, with him on a media tour promoting his new book released days earlier, expecting to make a series of the most in-depth interviews of his career, with the recent creative conflict between him and Vince in the center of it after turning down his planned return match against Brock at Survivor Series, with another conflict being that while Hogan and McMahon are currently not on speaking terms after their latest dispute, the company is still obligated to heavily promote Hogan's book all over its TV programming, with the book published under the company name, with the SmackDown main event seeing a new matchup on top with Edge vs Big Show in Edge's first ever shot at a top singles title in the company, with him along with Lesnar currently the biggest beneficiary from the brand split, elevating himself to just underneath the top of the card, talking about his rise as a singles player in recent months, saying that if he continues to work on the level of his recent run, he's confident that it's only a matter of time before he gets a chance to headline with the WWE title, with the 7-minute Show vs Edge main event while rebounding to over 5.6 million viewers, due to the show's gradual drop since the Big Show title win promo at the 8:45 p.m. quarter, still seeing an almost unprecedented situation in show history, with the final half hour being the least watched of the night with 5.3 million viewers, ending up with Edge having the match won after 3 spears before Heyman's interference to set up the show, closing angle of Lesnar running in to take out Show and chase Heyman out of the building, facing the challenge of keeping the feud going with Brock out of the ring for the next several weeks while building to the eventual Lesnar vs Show rematch and the payoff of Brock getting to Heyman.